The anime begins with a young boy named Denji sleeping in an abandoned factory. He leaves for work as soon as he wakes up because he has a large amount of debt to pay off. He has also sold one of his kidneys in his right eye, but despite this, he still has to pay 38,040,000 yen of his work as a devil hunter. We also see his devil pet with him. Pochita is its name, and it has the power of a chainsaw. Denji kills the other devil and gets some money in the process. But, in reality, he was doing everything he could to pay off Yakuza's debt. He and Pochita are still on the hunt for a devil. Both arrive at a location where a tomato devil awaits them. Denji dispatches the devil with the assistance of Pochita's chainsaw. After a while, the Yakuza arrives, and Denji is working for him. The dead devil is sold on the black market by the Yakuza. He compensates Denji for his efforts. However, after paying all of the bills and interest, Denji is left with only 18 yen. He keeps the remaining money with him, intending to use it to cover the rest of his expenses. He informs Pochita that today's dinner will be a slice of bread. That's when we notice Yakuza and his driver have arrived. The driver questions Yakuza, asking why he hired a brat like that to hunt devils. Yakuza then responds that he is repaying what he owes us, and that it was his deadbeat old man's debt. True devil hunters never pass devil. Park's case has been passed on to the Yakuza, but Denji simply follows orders from the Yakuza. The Yakuza's driver then approaches Denji. He refers to him as dog and promises him 100 yen if he eats this cigarette. Denji is willing to do anything for money. That is why he consumes the cigarette. The Yakuza informs Denji that if another devil appears, he will contact him. He departs by handing money to Denji. Denji now takes the cigarette out of his mouth and cheerfully informs Pochita that this money will last us another 3 days. Denji returns home and feeds bread to Pochita. He tells Pochita that normal people eat bread with jam. But this is a dream for us because Denji is still in debt and believes he will not be able to pay it off before he dies. Denji, like the rest of us, wishes to live a happy and peaceful life. He fantasizes about having a girlfriend with whom he goes on dates. However, Denji believes that none of his dreams will come true after that. He recalls the time when his father committed suicide by hanging. However, Denji's father died without having paid that month's installment. So Yakuza demands 70,000 yen from Denji and gives him only 1 day to pay, because he doesn't give a damn about anything and orders Denji to pay the installments in any way he can. So, if he couldn't pay the installment, Yakuza threatened to kill him and sell his body parts. After saying this, Yakuza drove away in his car. Denji is currently in a state of grief and is unsure what to do. That's when the chainsaw devil arrives. Denji is terrified when he sees this, but he is not afraid to die and says, "If you're going to kill me, just do it, because I'm going to die either way." Denji is ready to die and closes his eyes, but the chainsaw devil does not kill him because he was also badly injured and on the verge of death at the time. Denji is terrified when he sees this because he does not want to die like his father. He requests that the devil drink his blood because he heard that human blood can heal the devil's wound. Now that the chainsaw devil doesn't want to die, he agrees to Denji's terms and begins drinking his blood. However, Denji was not doing this for free. In exchange, he strikes a deal with the devil. He tells the devil that because I helped you, you must now help me because I don't want to die either. Denji then joins forces with the chainsaw devil to kill the other devil and requests that the Yakuza hire him as a devil hunter. He wanted to work for him in order to pay off his debt. Yakuza agrees upon hearing this. Denji was now attempting to sleep, but he was unable to do so due to hunger. Aside from that, he was thinking about his debt. He is telling Pochita about all of this, and Pochita is excited to hear about his dreams. Denji then informs him that he wishes to spread jam on his bread and share it with him. Then I'll flirt with a girl. Then I'll play video games with her. We'll go to bed hugging each other. The Pochita is also pleased. Following hearing this, Denji begins coughing and sucking blood from his mouth, which causes both Pochita and Denji to become nervous. Denji then informs Pochita that my mother died as a result of a heart condition that caused her to cough up blood. Suddenly, the Yakuza knocks on the door. He informs Denji that we have learned of another devil, so get ready to go to work. Denji immediately gets in his car and drives him through a forest path near an old factory after hearing this. Denji and Yakuza enter the old factory, but there is no devil to be found. So he starts talking to Yakuza about it and claims to have left. But at this point, Yakuza was not responding to any of his words and abruptly came to a halt. Denji is taken aback at this point. Yakuza tells him that he is as loyal as a dog and works for pennies. My only issue with dogs is that I can't stand the stench. But Denji couldn't understand why he was acting so strangely. Someone unexpectedly attacks from behind, severely injuring Pochita and Denji. The Yakuza begins to inform Denji that I am considering making even more money. Then we discovered that he had made a deal with the devil as well. He then merges with the devil's body because the Yakuza wanted demonic power, and the devil wanted to kill all devil hunters. Denji notices that all of the devil hunters have been possessed by the devil, who has given him demonic power. In exchange, they have agreed to become its slave, but the devil is a zombie devil. As a result of its given power, they have all turned into zombies. Zombie devil despises devil hunters because they kill devils, so he wants to kill him as well. Following this, Zombie Devil orders his men to kill Denji, but Denji wants to live and does not want to die in their hands under any circumstances, so he begins running to save his life. When the zombies notice this, they all start chasing him. Denji is also attempting to avoid them, but this time he has been severely injured. As a result, he will be unable to escape them for an extended period of time. After some time of chasing, a zombie approaches him and attacks him with his weapon. As a result of this, he is injured and falls. He was powerless to save himself this time. After that, all of the zombies attack him. Denji begins screaming in agony one by one. But now he's trapped in the middle of them, and he doesn't even have the strength to fight them. During this time, he begins to realize that he did not want to become wealthy, but rather to live a normal life. But it appears that he will not be able to have that either. Denji continues to scream in agony after this. While the zombies cut him up, they killed Denji and Pochita and threw them in the garbage. Pochita's mouth is then filled with Denji's blood. As a result, it regains consciousness. With this, it begins to recall the time spent with Denji and his words. He recalls a time when he and Denji were cutting trees in the forest, and Denji told Pochita that there is a good chance he will die fighting a devil. His only regret would be leaving it alone because another devil hunter might kill it or it might starve to death. He becomes very upset when he thinks about all of these things. He then informs Pochita that he has heard that some devils can inhabit dead bodies. So, if that's something it can do and he wants it to have his body, Pochita can leave. Denji wishes for Pochita to live a normal life and die a normal death. He then lifts Pochita in his hands and says, "You have to make my dream come true." Pochita gives his heart to Denji and begins to merge with his body after remembering these things. As a result, Denji's severed body parts are reunited. Denji regains consciousness after some time. He sees a flashback in which Pochita is standing in front of him. Denji inquires whether it has taken his body as he stated. Pochita then says, "I've always enjoyed hearing you talk about your dreams, so here's the situation. I will give you my heart in exchange for you showing me your dream." Denji immediately opens his eyes upon hearing this, but he is completely surprised because there is no trace of a wound on his body and he is completely healed. Only then does he notice the chainsaw's key in his chest, which had been hidden in Petite's tail. Denji doesn't see Pochita anywhere, so he understands the situation, but all of the zombies are still roaming around, and the zombie devil is surprised to see Denji alive. Denji was standing right in front of it at the time, so the zombie devil has no idea how Denji is still alive. But it didn't want to see Denji in any condition alive. So, upon receiving his order, he dispatches his men to kill him once more. All of the zombies rush towards Denji, intent on killing him. Denji prepares to face them after seeing this. He begins to recall the time he spent with Pochita because, despite his desire to live a normal life, he was very happy with Pochita. He then reverses everything. He says it again, "If you get in our way, you will die." Now, as soon as a group of zombies attacks, Denji pulls the chainsaw key, but they have no idea what will happen to them, and they all go to eat him together. The zombie devil believes his zombies will murder Denji. He is startled to hear the sound of a chainsaw. As a result, he is completely taken aback. Denji's body was completely changed after he came out killing everyone, and body parts were changed into chainsaws. Denji appeared terrifying as a result of this transformation. Even the zombie devil is taken aback by this, because Denji was neither human nor devil at the time. As a result, they realize that the chainsaw devil has merged with his body. Denji then begins attacking them with his chainsaw power, severely injuring the zombie devil. As a result, the zombie devil becomes enraged and throws Denji away. Meanwhile, a zombie attacks Denji with a rod, but nothing happens to him. Following that, he begins killing everyone one by one. To save itself, the zombie devil becomes terrified and begins throwing its own people at him. Even so, Denji continues to move forward and brutally murders everyone. After that, he leaps to attack the zombie devil as well. When the zombie devil notices this, it tries to stop him with its tentacles, but the zombie devil is unable to do so, so Denji attacks it with his chainsaw. Denji cuts the zombie devil's body into two pieces because it can no longer save itself. At this point, Denji appeared to be very dangerous, and the condition of all the zombies deteriorated as a result. After saying this, Denji says that you guys went full devil, but you hired me to be a devil hunter, so I better kill all the devils. He brutally murders everyone. After some time, a car arrives, followed by 3 official devil hunters. They are taken aback by the inside look. The lady devil hunter claims that someone arrived here before us. Her gaze then shifts to Denji. His entire body was covered in blood. That lady devil hunter approaches him fearlessly. She was also very attractive on the outside. She looks at Denji and says, "You're strange because you're neither human nor devil." But Denji doesn't respond. She then smiles and says, "You did this," just as Denji is about to fall down. but the girl hugs him and prevents him from falling. After this, Denji's body changes and he appears in human form. A devil hunter inquires whether he is possessed. The girl says no because she can tell who is possessed simply by looking at them. Now the girl tells Denji that she is a public safety devil hunter who came here to kill the zombie devil. She presents Denji with two options. First, she can kill him like the devil, and second, she can keep him as a human and feed him. Denji looks around at all the dead zombies after hearing this. He then asks the girl what she wants for breakfast, to which she lovingly responds, bread with butter, jam, salad, and coffee. But this time Denji looked the girl in the eyes and said, "That sounds awesome." Now the girl is driving him somewhere in her car, but Denji is hungry. That is why it is on its way. His stomach made a noise. The girl now asks Denji's name and says, "I need to tell you something right now." Denji pays close attention to what she says after hearing this. Makima informs Denji that she expects yes or woof responses and that she does not need a dog who says no because he is now in her care. Denji is surprised to hear this from her, but he must comply. Denji is also told by the girl that when they get dogs who aren't helpful, they put them down. Denji is now irritated with the girl because he has begun to like her, but she is acting like a dog around him. Denji, on the other hand, thought the girl was very nice and kind. Meanwhile, Denji misses Pochita and is saddened to recall his death. But Denji was ravenous. Knowing this, the girl informs him that neither he nor he has had breakfast, so let's grab something at the rest stop. When Denji hears this, he immediately refuses her, because he lacks the necessary funds. The girl says he can eat whatever he wants because she will pay for it. She then hands Denji her shirt and tells him that he is conspicuous without it. Denji is now surprised to see her kindness and wears the shirt she gave him. Denji was also overjoyed because for his entire life, people had avoided him because he was filthy and stinky. Furthermore, no one has ever been kind to him before. Denji is drawn to the girl's beauty and has developed feelings for her. After a while, Denji and the girl go to a restaurant, where he orders udon and sausage while the girl orders curry udon. Denji responds, "That sounds good, too." After that, he is surprised and falls on the girl, who wakes him up. Denji then informs him that the total cost will be 11 yen. "So I think I'm running low on blood." When she hears this, the girl wonders, how did he end up like this? Denji then tells him that she will not believe him if he tells her that he had a pet devil who replaced my heart and died for my sake. So it's difficult to believe, and I'm not sure I want to believe it. The girl is also taken aback by this. She tells Denji that there isn't much precedent for your condition, even from a historical standpoint, but it lacks a name, and she believes him. Denji is taken aback to hear this from her. That's when the girl says she has a particularly good sense of smell, which allows her to tell that his best friend is alive inside of him. Because Denji's body has both human and devil senses. Denji couldn't believe it when this happened, but it was still very amazing for him, and he fainted again. He regains consciousness after some time, where the girl is sitting next to him and his breakfast is also kept in front of him. Denji was starving at the time, so he asked the girl if he could eat it. The girl then inquires as to his well-being and ability to eat on his own. Denji replies that he cannot, at which point the girl begins feeding Denji with her own hands and Denji begins eating breakfast. Meanwhile, he approaches the girl and asks her out. The girl then introduces herself as Makima. Denji asks her if she has a favorite type of guy, and Makima pauses for a moment before responding that she prefers the Denji type. Denji is taken aback and says, "Dude, that's me." Following this, Denji begins his journey with Makima. But right now, he was only thinking about Makima's words because she mentioned that she likes the Denji type. This makes Denji suspect that Makima likes him, so he convinces himself that he likes her as well. "Makima, please." After some time, Makima and Denji appear in front of a building, which was the Devil Hunters Tokyo headquarters. Makima brings Denji into the headquarters. She informs Denji that Tokyo has over 1,000 Devil Hunters, including civilians. However, public safety has the best benefits, including plenty of paid vacation time. Denji believes that if Miss Makima likes him, they will eventually get together if they work together. So Denji is desperate to get together with her. Makima now hands Denji the Devil Hunter's uniform to wear. He arrives immediately after changing his uniform, and Makima introduces him to Aki Hayakawa, who began 3 years before. Makima informs Denji that he will be shadowing Hayakawa today. Denji is completely surprised to hear this because he expected to work with Makima. Hayakawa now forces him to bring Denji with him, claiming that he is not in her league. Still, Denji is adamant about not moving in with Hayakawa, because he was only interested in working with Makima. When Makima sees this, he tells Denji that if he does a good job, they can work together someday. Denji then prepares to accompany Hayakawa. He inquires of Hayakawa whether Miss Makima has a boyfriend, but Hayakawa does not respond. When Denji notices this, he begins to yell at him, and Hayakawa drags him to a location where he severely beats him, but Denji has no idea why. Hayakawa then asks Denji to resign from his job and guarantees him that if he appears to him, he'll then kick his ass again. Hearing this, Denji begins to question Hayakawa about the reason for this. Then Hayakawa claims that people who start this job without thinking it through end up dead because he had colleagues who got into devil hunting for the money and were all killed by devils. And it is the survivors who are truly motivated. Hayakawa believes Denji is only interested in Makima. That is why he accepted the position. So he asks Denji to resign from his job as a devil hunter, and after hearing all of his words, Denji says ding dong. Hayakawa then says that he will inform her that Denji fled, scared away by the devils. He then throws his cigarette at Denji, spits, and starts walking away. However, Denji attacks his balls from behind. As a result, Hayakawa is knocked out with a single kick. But Denji was furious. That's why he kicks his balls so much. Then he tells Hayakawa that for the first time, he was treated like a decent human being, with someone even paying for his meal. As a result, it's like a dream come true for him. Denji claims that he did not think it through thoroughly when he began devil, but if he can keep up this way of life, he doesn't care if it kills him, and it's no longer just his life. Hayakawa now punches Denji angrily and says Makima is not the type of woman a punk like you should be chasing. Denji realizes Hayakawa likes Makima after hearing this. He then kicks his balls again, forcing him to quit after a while. Denji and Hayakawa visit Makima. He informs her that the nut devil attacked Hayakawa's testicles. But then Hayakawa informs him that Denji is. Makima notices this and asks if they believe they, too, can collaborate. Denji responds, no way, he's a piece of trash. Hearing this, Makima says, I'm glad you two are getting along. She then invites Denji to join Hayakawa's unit. But Hayakawa is not pleased. He claims that he already has enough troublemakers and is unsure what will happen if he adds another. Makima then informs you that your team has an experimental one that operates differently than usual. Hearing this, Hayakawa inquires as to what he is, to which Makima responds that Denji is human but has the ability to transform into a devil. Hayakawa, on the other hand, could not believe it because he always dismissed such stories as rumors. Then Makima says that Denji is special, which is why he will be treated differently. Denji will be disposed of as a devil if he attempts to resign or becomes insubordinate. When Denji hears this, he wonders what it means. Makima interprets this to mean that they will be working together until he dies. Hayakawa is now leaving with Denji. He informs Denji that he will be living with him to keep an eye on him. And keep in mind that if he tries to flee, he will be killed. Hearing this, Denji becomes depressed. He asks Hayakawa if Miss Makima is a bad person. And Hayakawa responds that if that is the case, he should give up on her because if he is truly a devil, he should be grateful. She did not murder. He then tells Denji that, of course, she is a good person because she saved his life, but Denji now misses Makima and wishes he could hug her again. After some time, Hayakawa becomes enraged at him. Denji enters his room with Hayakawa, first filling his stomach and then taking a bath. Then comes word that Ian has been found in an East Narrower residence. As soon as Hayakawa and Denji learn of this, they come here to complete the civilian evacuation in cordon. The officer informs them that the teen has been held up in a second-story room, so they will leave it to them from here. Denji and Hayakawa have arrived at the building. But Denji has no idea what fiend is, so he asks Hayakawa. Hayakawa then describes what happens when a devil takes control of a human corpse known as a fiend. When Denji hears this, he wonders if it doesn't make him a fiend. Hayakawa says no, because fiends have distinct heads. Hayakawa then opens the door, revealing the fiend in front of them. Hayakawa informs Denji that the devil has complete control over a fiend's personality. Hayakawa now orders Denji to transform into a devil and show him what he is capable of, because that will help him determine whether he is useful. When Fane sees them, he attacks, but Denji kills it with only his weapon. When Hayakawa notices this, he asks Denji why he hasn't used his devil powers. Denji responds by saying that when he used his powers to kill devils, they got really messed up. However, he could end up like this, so he wanted to make it as easy as possible for him. Hayakawa becomes enraged upon hearing this. He informs Denji that fiends are the same as any other devil. So, if he's hunting them, forget the sympathy, because his entire family was murdered by the devil. He tells Denji right in front of him that the cops down below are putting their lives in danger to protect their wives and children. As a result, he would prefer to make any devil he kills suffer as much as possible. But what is he trying to accomplish? Make them your friends. Denji then says that if he could be friends with the devil, he would because he doesn't have any friends. Hayakawa walks away from him after hearing this. Denji then notices some filthy magazines here. He claims that when the chainsaws are turned on, blood splatters everywhere and creates a huge mess. But he made things simple for you. Denji has a magazine collection. But he also misses Pochita, who wanted to see his dream come true. Denji says he's serious about it because he's already living the dream, just as his agreement stated. He gets to bathe every day, eat good food, and hang out with a hot girl. However, Denji has the impression that something is missing. That would give him a high perk. After that, Denji starts thinking about Makima again, and he wants to touch her oranges, which is a long-forgotten dream of his. Denji and Hayakawa have returned to Makima, where Makima informs Denji that he will be assigned a partner. As a precaution, public safety will conduct patrols and smaller missions with two-person teams beginning today. However, Makima warns Denji to be cautious because she is a fiend. After a while, his partner arrives, her name is Power, and she appears to be very dangerous. Denji becomes enraged upon seeing her and begins to question whether fiends are permitted to be devil hunters. But then his gaze is drawn to the orange of Power, and he agrees to make her his partner. According to Makima, fiend-like devils are targets for annihilation. But Power is highly rational. So she's been on Hayakawa's team, but Public Safety Devil Extermination, Special Division 4 is an experimental unit, so the higher-ups will be watching. If you can't get results, disband your team as soon as possible, and she doesn't need to explain what will happen to them if that happens. Denji is now out on patrol with Power. Makima has stated that the Power's horns stand out too much. As a result, Denji must patrol areas with few pedestrians. Power is starting to run here and there right now. She tells Denji that she needs something to kill right away because she is out of blood. But Denji says nothing to Power about this act, and both proceed. Just then, two police officers appear in front of them and begin to doubt Denji and Power. However, Denji displays his ID card as the police officers depart from here. Even after a long time, Denji has yet to encounter the devil. Power then begins to say that this is most likely my fault because, prior to becoming a fiend, she was a devil who was feared by all. As a result, demonic creatures will most likely flee the moment they detect my scent. Hearing this from her, Denji becomes enraged at Hayakawa because he is the one who brought them together. Power suddenly detects the scent of blood. She takes off running in that direction, and Denji follows her. Then we see a cucumber devil some distance away, where an officer is summoning backup to kill him. Power appears just then. She kills him by attacking him with her weapon. After killing the devil, Power is overjoyed, and Denji is taken aback by this. This was it for today. Subscribe to my channel to watch more recaps.